BeastNet podcast, sponsored in part by James Safety Services, OCR Buddy, and supported by the fitness community. Here we discuss all things fitness related, running, rucking, mental health and preparedness, and of course, obstacle course racing. Welcome to the BeastNet.
Hey everybody, it's Mike here with BeastNet, and today we got with us Tammy. We've talked to Tammy before with Rise Challenge events. How you doing, Tammy?
Good, very good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I am all sweaty because literally I completely missed I was a little slower on my run than I thought. I was hoping to be done a little earlier, but I took a little longer than I expected. Part of that is I turned around later than I expected. So,
there you go.
You get in that rhythm, and I was going, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I should have turned around a while ago. So yeah, I went about 2 miles longer than I was supposed to.
Oh, that's good though. I do that sometimes too.
Yeah. So it was like literally like right when I was supposed to record, I was like running in the door and turning on the computer. I'm like, you get the sweaty version of me this time. So
that's the perfect version.
So what have you, I know we've talked before about your events, and I've come down there and done a couple, and I'm planning on being down there in May for the ranch challenge. We wanted to have you back on because it's almost time for those. Those are coming up. You got the one in Arizona coming up, and then you got the ranch challenge, and we wanted to let everyone know what they are and how they could get to them and all that, because they're amazing events. So
Awesome.
let everyone know what, you've got the one, like I said, Arizona, I know is first, right?
It is. It's April 17th. So Arizona is exciting. My best friend is leading that one. I've worked with him, coached with him, helped get his son ready for CCT with the Air Force, who is successful in the selection process. He's a 20-year Navy veteran. He's 64, but he's killing it. Like his 64th birthday, he did 640 push-ups and 64 pull-ups.
Wow.
His normal stuff. He's a machine, and he's inspiring. So he's been working on the obstacles. We probably have at least 30. I know that there's at least 30 even for the short course. So there's a 3-ish mile called the selection, and then people who want to go on will finish that and then keep going for the 7 to 8 mile course. There's some people coming, some businesses on board, like War Lizard Tactical. So they're going to literally show participants on the field basic survival skill, like a tourniquet, and also we'll have rope tying, but we will use it with a task this time. So it's a little bit advanced, and he has a wall gauntlet, and it's just a lot of different fun obstacles, both natural and built. So that one is pretty exciting. It's all military based. Part of the proceeds are going to an organization called We Defy, who use Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and fitness training for veterans suffering with PTSD. So they're on board, and they're going to have an optional open mat after the race for people to learn a little bit of jiu-jitsu. So that one is a great one. So he's been doing a lot of work on it it was postponed. So it was supposed to happen. I was lucky that I didn't really have to postpone Bend, have it small, but that one had to get postponed. So, but it's April 17th. Yeah. So.
That's awesome. So like I said, I'd love to get down to Arizona, but that's one I'm going to have to miss because I'm just, traveling is.
Oh yeah. That's a huge trip. Yeah.
It is. So, but May, I'm definitely coming down for May. So that one sounds amazing. And I'm kind of actually upset I'm going to miss that one in April. That sounds awesome. I love I love the way you set up your events with the natural, when I was down there for, what was it? October, November? Which one was October?
October. Yeah.
When we were down there with that one with Jesse and Tatiana, that one was, the combination of the events and the stuff that you brought in, and then the natural on top of that was it was an amazing setup the way it was. So I loved it.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, the good thing is we are having that again in October 9th. But I'm going to be bringing some ideas back. And I just had a meeting today with an organization called Liberation Training. And they do something similar. So they teach civilians how to safely handle weapons, guns, especially. So we may even do some little events before COSA as well, and definitely leading up to that one. And they are on board. He also is a trained medic. He was in the Army. So it was a really good meeting. And I think it would be really cool to have them on board. They have some, we had airsoft. They have some sim that are a little bit higher, you know, up there, and scenario training and stuff. So yeah, so it's pretty exciting to talk to them.
That'll be cool. I mean, I like that. I like dealing with medical stuff. That I teach first aid and CPR, so it's fun to, you know, learn new things and stuff like that. I was actually up today teaching for one of the counties up here. I was teaching first aid this morning. So so
you would kill any of that part, but it's just kind of fun and bring it all together.
Oh yeah, it's fun to just put it together and talk to other people. I mean, you never stop learning. And that's one thing. I mean, the second you think that you know everything on a subject, someone's going to come up and be like, bam, and you're like, oh, I never even thought of that. So yeah, I love talking to other people, because it's always about learning more and learning new things. So that'll be good. So I do have questions though on the May one, on the one I'm coming down. So that's down in Bend, right?
I'm jacked about that one. That one is very close to my heart. Yeah,
that one's down in Bend. So, and I know that's supposed to be the ranch challenge, and I'm curious on what that means by ranch challenges. I mean, I grew up out in the woods, you know, and I mean, you follow me on Facebook and stuff, and just about every other weekend I'm out bucking hay with my brother. So, I mean, I have no problem with hay bales and stuff like that, but I'm wondering what kind of ranch stuff. I mean, do I need to bring my own hay hooks? I mean, what's going on here?
You can if you want to, but we're going to have grip slings for the hands. I don't know if you've ever used them, but I've used them before. So just kind of like, instead of having to use your hands on them, you can bring gloves too, if you like. We may have hay hooks, but I'm going to bet, like, not guarantee it. And there's not going to be a ton of bucking hay. So an example.
What is that one?
I know, I love that one too. It's very fun. It's very fun and taxing. There'll be some of it though. So that's going to be part of it. A lot of hay hurdles. And so one of the tasks I will have as a team, if you end up doing it as a team, is you have to make your own hay bale pyramid and get over it, all of your members, and then disassemble it. So yeah, so it's kind of working together for that. A lot of, yes, you grew up in the woods, so there's a lot of that kind of stuff. I almost put in a hay splitting task or wood splitting task, but I am worried of, you know, injury, and not many people know how. So we're going to have a wood stacking task, and that's going to a community, somebody in need that can afford it. So that's why I'm kind of jacked, because a lot of the obstacles are going to Harmony Farm Sanctuary. I volunteer there, and I have a huge passion for that place.
Nice.
So they're going to get the hay. We're working on like a feed bag carry. So literally carry it and stuck it in a truck, and then it'll go to Harmony Farm. People really love the hurdles, like kind of, you know, the agility part that was my first race I put on like 3 years ago in Tucson. So expect that wheelbarrow task. I'm trying to figure out how to do a mock mucking task without real poo. But using the forks and getting the feel of what we do out there. And honestly, part of my, I am a fitness coach. I have my master's in kinesiology, and I work with athletes and that. But that's when COVID happened. I really enjoy farm in labor work, and I started doing that on the side. And right now I have a very good combination of both. So it's kind of fun to be like, this is what I do in the mornings, and I get to give it to people.
Yeah. Which is funny, because like I said, I mean, you see my Facebook where all of a sudden I'll be like, yeah, I decided not to run today, but I'm gonna go buck hay with my brother as a rest day. And a lot of my friends are like, how is that a rest day? And I'm like, it's different muscles. And that was it. My brother, he has horses, and what it was is he found it was cheaper to go get his own hay.
For sure.
Just to go, you know, to Eastern Washington or sometimes down to Oregon and just get a trailer load of his own hay. Well, then his friends were like, well, if you're going down, can you get me some? And then it became a side business for him. So every couple of weekends he'll go down, and he's got a fifth wheel trailer, and he can bring back 240 bales.
Oh, wow.
And then we'll take those 240 bales off the big trailer, take them down to a smaller trailer, and then go deliver them. So, I mean, a lot of times we're handling them 2 or 3 times, those 240 bales. So, I mean, it's a workout. It's,
it's definitely a workout. It's a full body workout.
It is, depending, especially too on which bales you get. And a lot of people don't realize that. I didn't at first, that there's different types. There's alfalfa, there's, orchard, and I still have problems figuring out which one's which.
I do too, and we have horses.
But, they're anywhere from, some of the bales would be like 70, 80 pounds to, I was trying to remember which ones it is. It's not, I think it's the alfalfa can get up to like 130 pounds a bale.
Oh, I haven't had to buck that. But
and those ones you're like, whoa, you'll lift the other ones, they're 70, 80. You're like, okay. And then all of a sudden you get one of those big heavy ones. You're like, oh, geez, Louise, so. But yeah, I
70 to 80 pound ones.
I would say I've never thought I would own my own set of hay bales, or hay hooks, but I actually have 2.
That's awesome. You can, if you want to use them, I'm all down for that.
But I could see why you wouldn't want to put those on a course with people, or like for people who aren't used to them, because I've literally like a couple weeks ago, my brother stuck himself with one of the hay hooks because I knocked the hay bale over on top of him.
Yeah.
Hit him and hit the hay hook like stuck into his leg, and he's like, I was like, oops.
It's true. Yeah, you have to know how to use them. I personally don't use them. I'm just used to using my gloves.
I do, but what's funny is the set that I have, because I have a set, when I bought them, it came as 2 sets. Everyone else hates them. They don't like the way they hook. They don't, but I don't like the way everyone else's do. So they work perfectly. Nobody else. And I'm like, well, it's good that I like them because they're mine. So
yeah.
It is. I never thought I'd have my own, and you get picky. I don't like using any but my set. So,
makes sense.
It's weird. So
no, it's very cool. Yeah. And it's natural strength. I always call it natural strength.
It is.
Doing farm sort of work on the side last year. I've never been this strong. And as I've had a chronic injury from one of my legs, because I have an internally rotated femur, and it's never felt as solid as in the last year, just from wheelbarrow chores and, hay and just like manual stuff. Another one we're going to have is hay net carry. So a lot of times at the sanctuary, we have to fill hay nets and take them to horses. So that'll be there. So a lot of like farm chore type of stuff.
Farm chores. It sounds fun. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a blast. So
yeah.
One thing, you learn how to stack hay. You learn the tricks, because when I first started doing it, when you're trying to lift and you're stacking 5 bales high.
Oh yeah, I'm short. Make little steps.
Yeah, you do. You make pyramids, and you just keep going, and you roll them, and a lot of people don't do that. My brother kept telling me when we first started doing it, he's like, roll them. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I started doing it, and I figured it out. You build steps and you just roll them up the steps. So you're really only lifting them a couple feet every time, rather than trying to chuck them, full, at the end, the very last ones, you have to kind of do that. But still, I mean, it's,
yeah, definitely. So it'll be fun. So there's going to be some of the farm chores and ranch chores, but also there's going to be some like getting over fences, climbing up fences. The place we're at is the sheriff posse. So they are deputized. They aren't police, but what they do is help the police, and all of them have horses. So there's actually a natural little obstacle course for the horses, like going through water, and like a teeter-totter thing, so they don't get scared, because they have to go in all kinds of environments. But we're going to be using that, and then there's a big arena that we're going to finish on and have a whole bunch of tasks in that. So it's 2 to 3 miles, and a lasso. I always like to put a skill task in there.
I have to work on that one. I'm not good with a lasso.
Oh, I like to make everyone do 1 burpee penalty, so that's probably the one. We're also talking to, so where I live, we have 7 horses and ponies, and they're boarded from a place called Pony Pros. So Pony Pros teaches little kids how to ride horses. It's really cute. So I'm talking with them and seeing if we can also do like some along the course, how like a mock put a saddle on type of thing, and have somebody show, and just kind of, so some horsemanship and some animal care. And
you're gonna make them get on the horse after they saddle it and fall off.
I know, probably.
Mine is I used to have one of my buddies. I grew up, with horses, bucking hay, everything like that. I mean, I didn't have horses, but like I had friends that And one of my friends had a horse that was famous for this, just cracks up with everyone. You'd put the saddle on and it would hold its breath.
Weird.
And then when you tighten the saddle and then you'd move like to go to get on, and then it would let out its breath, and all of a sudden it'd be smaller and the saddle would just spin right off.
That's hilarious.
So you had to like tighten the saddle and then wait a minute and then go back and tighten it again because the horse would.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, it had figured out that it could do that, and to the horse it was.
That's awesome. No. Yeah. So I'm super excited about this one. Partially because I enjoy that type of work, but partially because we can do a lot for Harmony Farm. So yeah.
Which is cool because I mean it gives you a raise plus you're helping somebody at the same time, which I love. I mean, that's one thing that, it's for me, I'm more likely to do a race if there's some way that I'm benefiting someone else, because then I get two things out of it. One, I get the joy of knowing that I helped somebody, and I get, to do, the race and have some fun with that. So yeah, that'll be fun. So what day? That's May 29th, you said? May
29th in Bend. Yeah.
So that'll be good. So anybody who wants to go down there, there's going to be, I still need to sign up. I'm going to sign up, and I'm going to actually, probably make a BeastNet team again. So we need to get some more people down there with me. So we gotta hold the BeastNet title. We have to hold the title. We got we won the last one, so we got to do what we can here. So
yes, bring out your inner cowboy, guys.
So I have to find my cowboy boots, see if they still fit.
So. Exactly.
Actually, I need a new pair. After I hurt my foot, my cowboy boots don't fit. My left foot's bigger than it used to be. So really nice. I was so mad. I've had those boots. I've had them resold like 3 times over the last, I think I've had them 25 years.
Oh man.
They're Jack Daniels cowboy boots.
Nice.
I used to have a lot of things that were Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels was my thing.
No, it's going to be a great time. We already have some teams. I think a lot of teams will sign up for this one, to be honest, but
no, that's going to be a fun one. So, and I mean, the more the merrier. That's what I love, seeing people out there and seeing people. I mean, it sounds like some of the states are starting to open up. I know here in Washington, they've opened things up to a little bit more. So, which is good because I do comedy, and the comedy shows I can finally, instead of 25%, except for now I was excited to say, hey, look, I sold out a show, but now they doubled the people, so it's not sold out anymore. So we'll see, though. Hopefully we can still do it, but we can sell it out. So I'm hoping, that they're going to start opening things more up and we can start doing more stuff again. So it's been fun.
Yeah, you sound similar to me in that you have a lot of interests, like they're different, but
I stay busy. So, and I mean, it's one of those things, because really the only organized races I did last year were yours. I did one other one up here in Washington, but that was it. I did the 2 races down there with you. I did the one in September and then October, I think, or is it? Yeah, whatever months they were. I'm horrible at remembering those, but yeah, I did those 2 and had a blast. I love them both. I mean, I went down for the first one just to, try it out and see what it was like. And then immediately, I was like, okay, where do I sign up for the next one? Cause I'm coming back.
Yeah.
And what I liked was they were different. The first one, it was the fun, the shooting. I mean, first it was the lifting, which showed me I really need to work on my lifting. We did all the lifting and just smoked your arms and your legs. And then, now go throw an axe.
Exactly.
Go shoot a gun.
Yes.
Breach a door, which was kind of cool. So it was a functional thing. And then, you shot the rifle, which I was kind of mad that I got on the second shot. I wanted to shoot a few more times, but, and then you ran the course.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm hoping to have another shooting station too, especially as Liberation firearms keep talking. So yeah, because we're going to be working on some scenario-based exercises leading up to it. So we're going to try and incorporate some of that too.
Nice.
Yeah, especially because it's 11. So I told him today I'd like to have an honorary 9/11 theme this year.
Because I know I'll be down there, because that one's 9/11, right? So I know there's another race up here in Seattle that I'm skipping because I'm going down there to see you. So I'm going to go down to that race. So I would much rather be down there on 9/11 with you than up here doing the other race. So I'll be down there at 9/11 for that one, and then back for the I've got to come back for the other race because we got to defend our title.
You have to defend your title. I already know the course kind of, so we're going to mix it up a little bit. But.
Nice. So I mean, those are the other ones. Do you have, I mean, you've got the April one, you've got the one in May, then the ones, we were just mentioned the September 11th one that, which will be, I mean, that's awesome. Cause I mean, it's a troops, that one, well, actually the later one's the troops challenge, right?
That's right. October is the troops challenge and the 9/11 one is the tactical challenge.
Yeah.
So again, a shorter course, but I'm pretty excited to have, to be honest, like I've looked for a long time to have a connection with somebody who teaches civilians how to shoot and is safety and all that stuff and has been in the Army and has used scenarios. So it'll be a really good combination to have them on board for that one too.
Yeah, which was cool. I mean, that was what was really nice. It wasn't just like, anyone who hadn't shot a gun, it was, I know a lot of people have never shot. They're like, oh, I'm kind of worried about this, but he was really good about, hey, do you know how to do this? Do you know how to hold it? I mean, all of that. I mean, he was really good about making sure we all knew what we were doing. Cause I mean, I've handled guns my entire life, but it was still, really nice to have, hey, cause there was a couple people, I think there was someone like right in front of me who never really, and he's like, here, let's go through. And he talked with them and he didn't rush. He made sure they knew what they were doing. I mean, it was cool. I mean, he did a really good job with that. So, and that's what I liked. I mean, everything was set up. It was a lot of local, smaller ones. You can see like the disorganization and everyone's running around like a chicken with their head cut off. And you didn't see that.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like everyone knew what they were doing. The strength warehouse guys were doing what, had their whole thing set up. The keg, I still want to get myself one of those kegs because that was awesome. And it was cool workouts that gave me something different to think about. I spent a lot of time just running and all of a sudden it's like, here, now do as many deadlifts as you can of this 185 pounds. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that my body didn't like that at all. So,
Nobody's yeah.
I think I need to start lifting again.
Dave will definitely be there for the shooting again. He's a good friend and he's an instructor at TUCSON. He does a lot of 3-gun, so he does a lot of high level stuff. And so, yeah, so it'll be really good. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that was cool. The shotgun, the breaching and then the other thing. And then, came back in November for the troops challenge, which that one has some really cool things that, the grenades. Tatiana was the only one that did good with the grenades. She hit it right into the circle. Jesse went over, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be smart about this because Jesse hit like right in front and rolled through, and I'm like, I'm gonna throw short and let it roll in, and mine hit and just like stuck in the ground, like 15 feet from the circle, and I'm like,
That's my burpee penalty obstacle. That's the one.
Because we ended up at the end, all three of us had at least had one mark. Because me and Jesse both had them from the grenade toss, and then Tatiana got it in the airsoft, where we both hit the target on the airsoft. So
good for you. I mean, to be honest, I'd like to make it challenging enough that it's very, very difficult to not get one mark, but I don't want 10. So that's always the hard part as a director. I've seen other races sometimes go for like, it was a big deal to make it penalty free, but now almost everybody can. So I kind of want to, I want it to be something like the lasso. I don't expect many to be able to be honest.
And that's what makes it fun is, I mean, I hate one of those. I mean, I've been on those courses where like anybody can do it. And I'm like, where I like to be challenged, but I don't want to feel like I've been like I failed, like so bad that I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be out there. So where that's what like I said, I liked yours because it was challenging enough that it kept me challenged the whole time, but it was still felt like just about any fitness level could accomplish it.
Definitely. And we want that. So we want anybody can make it through the course, if you're willing to try and sweat and unless you are trying to win it, people can help you. I've literally had the year before at the Troops Challenge, I had individuals actually form a team on the course and work together. I don't care. Like it's all about that. So community and
yeah, and it was funny because I mean, what was funny is when we did it, I came up, me, Jesse, and Tatiana were just having fun, and we didn't even pay attention to the other teams. That one of them was one we knew, Patrick and all them, and we saw them quite a bit. And then when we finished, it was the guy at the finish line. He's like, "Good job, you were the last team out, and you're the first team back." And we're like, "What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?"
my own crew were the last, but they didn't care. They were having fun. And then once they passed the the dog tag. They got, I said, you get too much training for me because I'm notorious for getting lost. So I'm like, the guys I train pass the dog tag and are out like wandering around trying to find and like it's hanging right in front of you. So.
Yeah, that was the fun part about it though. I mean, it was a blast. I mean, we never even thought of it as being in a competition the whole time. We were just having fun. And like we knew Patrick and Lorenzo and Tony and Justin, and we were just like, hey guys, hanging out and saying hi as we went by. And then we never even thought about it until the guy said something. And all three of us said, wait, what do you mean we were the last team started? What does that even mean? You know? So, but yeah, it was a blast. We had so much fun, man. And I can't wait. And that's why I love your events, because it is, like we said, it's hard enough that it's a challenge. I mean, I was challenged the whole time. I felt challenged, but I felt like anybody could have done it. So, I mean,
I don't want to beat down that. And that's what I do with training too. I don't want anyone to feel like they just got beat down.
Yep.
I mean, it's not difficult to do to people, right? Anyone can do it. You could just make up something that's just going to annihilate everybody. But
yeah. Which, I mean, there is a place for some of those challenges, but usually those are challenges that you go into one of those thinking that I'm going into this to get destroyed.
Oh yeah, I do them. I do one once a year, and it's 36 hours, and it's like my goal is to finish it. Or some of the like the big go rucks or whatever, and you know that. So yeah, exactly. Mine are not set up that way.
Yeah. And yours is set up to challenge you, to have fun, to be challenged, but that anybody could still be challenged and finish it.
Exactly.
And that's what's really that's what's great about it. So I mean, and you use it natural, the hills. There was the one, what was it, the big chunk of wood that we had to basically push
the presses, to
do the presses with, and all that stuff. So I mean, it was cool to have that full setup.
Yeah, they're definitely. And my other goal is to not have two races the same. That's why they're all like the ranch tactical troops.
Yeah. Which that is true. That's what made it was so cool. Like I said, I was down there, for the race in September, and then I'm like, I want to do this again. I'm coming back in November, and you're like, it's not the same race.
Yeah.
Like, what? So I came back not, knowing what the September race was like, and then November, I'm like, it was like a completely different race. So that's what made it even cooler. We had a lot more fun. Was all of a sudden it was a completely different, a different atmosphere. I mean, not really a different atmosphere, but a different race. The atmosphere the whole time was fun. By the time I left there, I had new friends. I had, I mean, we talked and met, but then there was a couple other people that I became friends with that I talked with. And I mean, it was fun. So
that's what
I'm hoping you can have that wall again in September.
Yes.
That big wall that you have to like climb up like Batman.
Yes. It lives at COSA. Transporting that thing was a nightmare.
When I first saw that, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Because I've done the slip wall, at some races where they have the angled wall where you use the rope, but this one's like a rope and you have to go straight up. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. So, but I did. I was able to do it. I found my trick, and it's been my trick that I use on the slip wall and a lot of those. If I can get my leg over the wall, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how I do most walls. If I can get one leg over, I can use my leg muscles to pull my body up.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
So, and that's what I'll do. I'll do a lot of times. If you watch me most walls, I jump up, grab it with my arms, and then I'll run up it like with my legs and get a leg up and over. If I can get just my heel enough that I can get my foot hooked, I can pull myself over. So.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That one's very intimidating, but I'll do a video again on how to get over it. And then we'll do a video on bucking hay, like safely.
Yeah.
And if somebody is in, if in any of my races, if somebody is feeling like they're going to hurt themselves or something, then I'll give an alternative. So.
Yeah. No, yeah, it'll be interesting bucking hay. Like I said, I'm used to doing it with the hook, but I've also done where I just grab the strings or whatever and chuck them, and it's whatever you can do. So, and there's so many different types.
Lucky because you'll just be like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
That'll be your obstacle.
It's something I'm used to now. So it'll be a lot less than normal though. So.
Oh, it'll be a lot less. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we won't have enough for people to be out there for half an hour bucking hay. So,
right.
stuff.
No,
So.
I'll usually, doing 240 barrels is kind of interesting, especially, hay elevator, all that stuff, getting up in the lofts and yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't have to do that. At home, we just have it in a barn stall. So it's
Lucky.
pretty easy.
Yeah, no, we have a couple of them where we would go deliver. And like I said, we bring them over on one big trailer, but then that trailer is too big to get into most places. So we have to break it down onto the smaller trailer so we can use it to deliver.
Yeah.
And depending on where it goes, a lot of places we go to, they're up in lofts. So we have the hay elevator that shoots them up. But
okay.
So usually one of us is at the bottom loading the hay elevator, and then the other one of us is stacking. Somehow it always ends up being me, the one up top stacking. I haven't figured that out, why that happens.
Stacking is tough. It's very
awkward. It depends on someone. Like I said, you really get good though at the rolling. You roll them up, and stack them that way. So it's definitely an art. So, but I can't wait. So that's May 29th, and that's in Bend, right?
Yes. Between Bend and Redmond. Yeah. I'm excited. So
nice. No, it'll be good. Bend is gorgeous. So I loved both times I've been down there. I ended up last time I was there, I found a really cool trail after the race.
When you had a picture, I was like, that is one of my favorite just trails. It's because it's always quiet too in the summer, even during tourist season.
Well, and what was random, I found it by accident. We were staying at I think the Shiloh Inn or something. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go for a run the day after the race. And I'm like, I'm just going to go for a run. And I went to run and I was going to turn towards the city. And then I'm like, no, I think I'm going to go this way. Yeah. I don't know what's that way, but it looks like there's nothing, but let's go this way. And I got 200 yards past the Shiloh Inn. And all of a sudden there's this random trail going off into nowhere. And I'm like, never been here. Let's see where this goes, because that's what you do, right?
Exactly, for sure. That's how
just started running down the trail and found some of the coolest pictures. I mean, actually one of those pictures that I took is actually the picture that's the background on my phone.
Nice. Yeah, the camera is beautiful. Yeah. And there's a small hidden trail that's a good steep climb. And then I used to go to that and up to a road. And then one day I was like, hey, there looks like there's a marker across the road. So it goes up and it goes up again. That's a butt kicker. It ends up being like a mile.
Another one I went up, it ended up at a circular park, like in a housing development at the very top of it. So, and I know.
Yeah, you went to the end of that trail.
Yeah, I just kept going, and it was like, who knows how far I'm gonna go. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, for a long time too, actually coming back down that hill on Strava was my fastest mile. Was coming down the hill for the longest time. I just actually beat it like last week. So I got an under 8-minute mile. So and that's for a long time. That was my best one coming down that hill. But
yeah, you have to do it again.
Oh, I will. I'm definitely. I love finding trails like that. That's what I just love. Is sometimes when you're out there and all of a sudden you go and there's some around here that I've gotten lucky where people have shown me some pretty cool ones. I got a stairway that I do all the time that that I never knew was there until one that it's randomly hidden between a couple roads. So
exactly. It's like it's definitely like finding something precious, and it's pretty good. Yeah. So it'll be great. My friend and I were just out there last weekend marking the course and looking at obstacles and stuff. So I'm excited.
That'll be good. I can't wait till May. I wish I was going to be with you down there in April, but with everything else I've got coming up, I just that one's not gonna.
No, I understand.
Because I'm actually in Vegas, at the end of March. And then beginning of May, I'm in Montana. So it's
so it's you have a big season.
I'm trying to. It's finally like races are finally opening, and I'm like, yes. So and I'm hoping that the one biggest worry I still have though is my biggest issue has always been I hurt myself at some point on the races, and that's one of these I've had problems losing weight in the past, and it's like I finally lost weight because I haven't been injured, and it's like now I'm gonna start doing races again, and I'm like, oh.
I know.
It's like no injuries. I'm too old for this. I can't I can't come back from injuries like I used to.
So. Yeah. Injuries are the worst, but you'll be good, I think.
Awesome. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to say to the listeners or anything? Or
not really. Maybe just keep looking at the website if you guys want, because besides those events, I've been in the past years wanting to do some small events, especially to the tactical challenge. So that's why the meeting today was really great with Liberation Firearms to have a combination of how to shoot safely and some fitness and even going through the course and stuff. So we're going to be looking at maybe putting a couple just like race prep events on. So yeah.
No, yeah, I'll keep checking the website because anybody who's in Oregon, I mean, definitely.
Yeah.
These are amazing. Even not in Oregon. I mean, I'm not in Oregon, but I'm going down to these because I mean they're
You
amazing.
guys came a long ways for these events. So yeah.
Well, that's the one thing that's going to be interesting, the September 11th one, because I'm dead set. I'm doing the September 11th one. But then for something else I want to do, I'm supposed to be in Everett for races on the 12th.
Yeah.
So it may be one of those that I go down, I do the races on the 11th and then jump on a plane and fly back and be up here for the 12th. So, which normally I don't do, but I want to be there on the 11th. So that's one that I really want to do. So.
Well, I appreciate your support and coming out.
Well, we'll make sure we put up links to the website, with this so people can get on there. Everyone, if you're thinking about doing this, do it.
Yeah.
So that's all I can say. So they're amazing races.
Questions.
I've had fun. I was down there with Brian and everyone for the one in September last year, and then went back with Jesse and Tatiana, for in November. And I'm hoping to have some more of the team with me, when we go down in May. So it's going to be a blast. We're all going to love this. So
yes, it's going to be awesome.
It is.
Excited.
All right. Well, thank you for talking with me, Tammy. It's a blast. I always look forward to it, and I look forward to seeing you in May.
Me too.
And we're going to have some fun.
Yeah. Have a good evening.
All right. You too.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, bye.
Thanks for listening to the BeastNet podcast. If you haven't done it yet, find us on Facebook, like and share the podcast. Give us a review on iTunes or Spotify. All these things will help to expand the show in the future. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you think and what you'd like to hear.